Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeyes Sports Network from Learfield, live from the Hyatt Regency, this is Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. Brought to you by Authentic Brand. Elevate your everyday style with a premium label of choice. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, score big savings with a new Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Corn, you might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular, built for the Hawkeyes. Built for silencing notifications and turning up the noise. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Hyatt Regency.
A fired up crowd here tonight, Dolphin.
My goodness, Bobby. Might be, it's like the old Ed Sullivan show. You good, huh? Can't give you enough round of applause. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Disappointed it wasn't a standing O, but we'll get back to that later. It's Big Ten. Well, everybody's fired up. It's Big Ten basketball back, and nothing but Big Ten basketball for the next, 12 weeks. The Iowa Hawkeyes have yet to taste victory in conference play after 3 tries. The latest on a 11-point defeat at a very solid Wisconsin last night. But hey, there are 17 more chances over the next couple months, and the next being a home day with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on Saturday morning at Carver Hawkeye Arena. That will be an 11 o'clock tip-off. In the meantime, we will review last night and we'll preview this weekend on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. We're live from the beautifully remodeled Hyatt Regency in Coralville's Iowa River Landing. We'll also answer your questions or relay your comments to the coach from Twitter and Facebook, and we'll give you those handles in just a minute. Bobby Hansen and I are watching Rutgers at Ohio State right now. And the Buckeyes have an 11-point lead, 45-34. They just went to the second half. Jamison Battle, I forgot he transferred over there, the former Minnesota Golden Gopher, now in a Buckeye uniform. Bobby, he's hit his first 5 shots.
Yeah, I've been watching him a little bit anytime they're on, and he's impressive. I mean, he's really helped that basketball team with his outside shooting and his size, and he just looks like a grizzled veteran out there, does Jamison Battle. J-Mo, they call him, and McCaffery's very familiar with them. I think Patrick played with him on D1 up in Minneapolis AAU circuit. So, yeah, nice pickup there for the Buckeyes, and on top of Roddy Gale and Big Akpura inside, and Zed Key is still there. So
Zed.
Yeah, they're one of the top teams in the Big Ten, along with Illinois, Purdue, Michigan State will get it together. Nebraska, surprisingly, is got it going on. So a lot of good teams in the Big Ten. Maryland, once again, is going to be good. So, yep, every night out, it's going to be a challenge.
And you and I are in agreement that Steve Peichel's one of the best coaches anywhere. He's got that Rutgers team, that Rutgers program since they entered the Big Ten. And since he came on board, really playing at a high level, and he's a great guy. And he's had some incredible players. Ron Harper Jr. Was perhaps his most visible superstar, or close to it. Graduated a couple years ago. Rutgers will be here at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Iowa fell just short at Wisconsin last night, 83-72, the final. That game featured 7 ties and 5 lead changes, all of those in the first half. Iowa and the Badgers were deadlocked at halftime at 32 apiece, and Bobby, across 40 minutes, just too many turnovers. Wisconsin had 10 more points off turnovers, and that'll be a bugaboo for anybody trying to get a win, especially on the road in this league. It's so doggone difficult anyway.
Yeah, it is. And looking back on that game today, and just kind of looking at the running sheet that I keep, the Hawks played well. Neither team could really shoot the ball great, I guess, in the first half. The Hawks just 11 of 30, but they did make 5 of 12 three-point field goals. That's over 40% shooting there. Didn't really get to the free throw line, either team, in the first half, but ton of free throws in the second half for Wisconsin. A few of those were down the stretch when you had to foul to try to get them, but there was a stretch in there. It was 53-52. A.J. Storr goes to the free throw line at the under 12 timeout and makes 1 of 2. The second one miss, and 4 Hawkeyes in the lane there just couldn't come up with the ball, and I think Storr may have been the guy that
actually it was Carter Gilmore
picked it up, and he just flipped it out to the big fella Crowell and left three-point area, and he hit a flat-footed three-pointer that really was the catalyst for them to go on and extend that lead. I think it was a 9-0 run or 7-0 run.
It was 9-0 and then 11-2 when it was over with. Plus, Wisconsin shot 50% in the second half. They were around 60 for most of the half. Shot 50%, and they really stiffened defensively. Yeah. You knew that was coming because that's what Greg Gard's teams hang their hat on. They're better. They get up and down the floor better this year. They've got more offensive weapons. They
do. A couple of new players. The kid we talked about, A.J. Storr, number 2. He's a sophomore. He transferred in from St. John's with the coaching change from Rockford, Illinois. So up the road he went, and he's been their leading scorer. He's been a big plus for them. It kind of changed the dynamic of the old Wisconsin that we think of wanting to get games in the 50s and 60s. So now they're averaging 10 more points than they did last year, averaging in the 70s, which be the first time since the Michael Finley era that they've been in the 70s, and that's amazing. A while ago. Yeah, so they're getting up and down the court. But to your point, Gary, they did ratchet up the defense right in front of us. I remember Chucky Hepburn kind of got after our guards a little bit. They got a couple steals going, and that was it for them. But yeah, I was I'm not down on the Hawkeyes at all. I mean, they played tough. They hung with them and really battled in there. Owen Freeman just continues to impress people around the country. 14 points, 13 rebounds, a double-double for that guy. Yet foul trouble by Ben Cricky. He would have been a bigger factor. Peyton Sanford hit 3 threes in the first half. Couldn't get loose in the second half, but he's got to find a way to get himself open and get some looks at the basket. I thought the Hawkeyes passed up some threes too. The guards in the second half there. They got to look to score, and Fran gives them the green light when they got a good shot. It must not have felt like it was a good shot, but the Hawkeyes are a team predicated on playing fast, getting shots up, and I think we could have had some more three-point field goals go up.
Hawkeyes still lead the Big Ten in points per game. The Big Ten, of course, gets a lot tougher from here on out as night after night after night you're playing a fellow Big Ten team, and who knows you better in the Big Ten than your Big Ten opponents, because you usually play them twice a season.
You do. And, the coaches are all terrific. They've been around for a long time, so they all know each other's style. I mean, it evolves a little bit. But the thing that changes are the transfers, with the transfer portal, with the NIL. There's some new players coming and going with these different teams. So, but any chance you get to watch them, you got to keep an eye on them. And just like we are at this game right now, Rutgers and Ohio State. Looked at Rutgers a little bit this evening before coming here. Some of their personnel, Mawat Mag, who I always liked as a player, he's coming off an ACL injury last year. He's played the last 5 games, so he's a big plus for them. But the bugaboo with Rutgers is they haven't been able to shoot the ball real well this year. And looking at their stats, they're just a 39% overall shooting team and less than 30% from three, so they're still going to D you up. But even the rebound numbers, they're getting out rebounded by almost 3.5 rebounds a game, which surprised me with the big guy inside. We all like Cliff Omarui, big man inside. He's their center. He's very athletic. He's just still, learning the game, it seems like, a little bit on the offensive end, but had a big win. I got to watch the end of that game against Stonehill. Nobody really knows that university, but Derek Simpson, I think, hits a big three at the end of the game with 12 seconds left to win that game for Rutgers. And that was an exciting one. It was like 58-56, I think that score was, but they hung tough. And to your point, Steve Peichel is one of the good guys, one of the really good coaches that we have in the Big Ten.
And they always seem to play Iowa tough in Carver Hawkeye Arena. I go back to a couple senior days, like in early March, that the Hawks have played. Well, Nicholas Baer, senior, he was the only senior that year, along with a couple student managers. And Rutgers came in, and Harper hit like 9 threes in that game, and Rutgers got a big lead and sat on it and won the game. They always seem to like the lighting, I guess, at Carver Hawkeye Arena. But the Hawks will be ready. We'll be on the air at 10 o'clock. A little breakfast ball for the Hawks and Rutgers Saturday morning at 10, 11 o'clock for the tip-off. But in the meantime, we'll take your questions and comments about last night's game with Wisconsin. Also about the Rutgers tilt coming up on Saturday. Iowa 0-3 in the Big Ten, 8-6 on the season. Had a 3-game winning streak ended last night by the Wisconsin Badgers. You can reach us on Twitter at Gary Dolphin. That's on Twitter at Gary Dolphin. Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawkeyes. We're here at the beautifully remodeled, all-new Hyatt Regency Coralville, and its freshly renovated spaces. Stay in the new modern guest rooms overlooking the river, like I did last night, as a matter of fact, when we got into town about 1 o'clock this morning from Madison. Or check out the state-of-the-art fitness center, pool, and family lounge, and their new cafe serving Starbucks coffee. Come discover all these updates and more on your next visit to Coralville and Iowa City to cheer on the Hawkeyes. Or maybe this summer you're coming in on vacation. Get your reservations in early here at the beautiful Hyatt Regency in Coralville's Iowa River Landing. All right, we're coming back in just a minute with more Hawk Talk with the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Fran McCaffery. We're at the Hyatt Regency. We're here until 8:30 tonight. If you're in the neighborhood, please stop by and say hi. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
I'm Ingrid Lizarraga, breast surgeon at the University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center, the state's only NCI-designated cancer center. Here, we look beyond just the type of cancer you have to discover the molecular details of the disease. We have teams dedicated to each cancer type, with treatments and trials you won't find anywhere else in Iowa. Go to uihc.org/cancer.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/corngrowsiowa.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from U.S. Cellular, you could even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Hawk Talk from the Hyatt Regency. Good evening. We've got our usual crew of fanatics here. Got Matt and Matt, who host us each and every week. We've got Maddie here to serve you. A couple of very attractive bartenders, by the way. Will take care of your food and beverage needs. So come on out to the Hyatt Regency. Stop by. We're here each and every week, not necessarily the same night because it is basketball. And unlike football, where you play one game a week, in hoops, it could be 2, could be 3 games a week. So we pick and plot the Fran McCaffery show wherever we can, slot it in, and it's tonight. Next week, we'll be back here on Monday night, hopefully talking about a victory over Rutgers. Right now, it's Ohio State 51, Rutgers 40 on the U.S. Bank scoreboard with 15 minutes to play in that game out at the Schottenstein Center, Value City Arena in Columbus. The Hawkeyes will trip out there later on this season, as well as to Piscataway for the return matchup with the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Bobby Hansen, former Hawkeye great, is standing by with me here until Coach arrives. And you mentioned Owen Freeman in our opening segment, Bob, and he was the first to post multiple double-doubles last night. He now has back-to-back double-doubles since Luka Garza. Luka Garza, I think he had 6 double-doubles, or excuse me, he had more than 6 double-doubles. But it's Owen Freeman is the first with back-to-back doubles since Luka Garza. He also had 3 block shots. He's as good at one end as he is at the other. He's always, his timing, he reminds me a lot of Garza on when to leave the floor and get the ball. He anticipates so well where the ball's coming off the rim. Either way, either offensive rebounding or defensive rebounding.
He does, and he looks way older than what he is as a freshman, the way he plays. And he's just relentless going after the basketball. Impressed last night that he did not foul. He only had 2 fouls in the game. I was a little concerned about that going against the big guy, Stephen Crowell, who is a 7-footer, wide body. But Owen did a really good job. Played 36 minutes, 7 out of 9 from the floor, and he went after everything up on the glass. He was blocking shots. He was bothering shots. He had 3 block shots in the game, and you pair him with anybody in there, and you just need a little more help inside. Tony Perkins was phenomenal. He was, talk about relentless. That guy would not quit. 25 points for Tony and 3 steals. He had 8 of 14. 7 of 9 from the free throw line. He was fouled 9 times. I mean, we got this new stat here where every time you're fouled, like Tyler Wall was fouled 9 times. But Tony Perkins kept the Hawkeyes, battling in there for the entire game. So impressed with, he was our star of the game, Tony Perkins was. So there's some good things in that game, and the Hawks will learn from it. The young guys will get better because of it. You get in an environment like that, and can't help but get better.
It was Freeman's 5th outing with 7+ rebounds. That's the stat I was looking for in my notes today. 7+ rebounds. This is a true freshman coming out of high school a year ago. And it's amazing to me the numbers he continues to post because he told us after the game last night, he said, I've never played 36 minutes in my life in any game. We play 32 in high school. That's the whole game. Yeah. And yet he loves the competition. He loves the action. He loves running up and down the floor, and he really does literally sprint up and down the floor.
He does. He gives you everything that he's got every minute, every second that he's out there. And I just, I'm amazed at the young guys that play that good, that are that skilled. And he's only going to get better. And with that outside jump shot, he's going to be working on that 15, 17-foot elbow free throw line area jumper. He's got such good footwork, got good hands inside, spin moves inside, uses the rim to protect, rim and the backboard to protect his shots in there, and he's quick off his feet too, Gary, which I don't think people realize. He's getting some good tip-ins there on the offensive glass.
You mentioned Peyton Sanford in our opening segment. He had 3 early threes. Boy, he's such a streak shooter, and a great streak shooter at that. And then was it more what Wisconsin did in adjusting to him defensively, or because they got physical with him after that? What were you saying as a shooter?
I'm trying to watch all of them there, and just really wasn't concentrating on Peyton. But he did hit Cricky hit our first 3-pointer, made it 8-4, and then Peyton comes back, put the Hawks up 7 with a 3-pointer, 11-4, and then another one made it 16-10, and again 25-24. So he was locked in there. But I would assume, Gary, if you to go back and look at the film or whatever they watch on that they probably locked in. I think Max Klesmit. Every time that I kind of glance over there to see that Peyton is running around trying to get loose. So, this is a question for Coach McCaffery. They watch it really close. But, maybe try to run something for him, that they run stuff for him. But he has the green light to go ahead and shoot it. You just got to find a way to use your head fakes, change a direction, change a pace, run guys into screens, and try to use some different type of cuts. But you got to cut hard when you're playing a team, a defensive team like Wisconsin. You can't just run like NASCAR, running around in a circle out there like some guys do. But you got to cut with a purpose, and that's what I would watch with Peyton Sanford. He played 35 minutes, just could not shake the defense of Wisconsin, was what I would say.
And a lot of that, or some of that, certainly had to do with Wisconsin's rotations. I cannot remember a Wisconsin team that is this deep, or at least where a coach is playing this many players. And I'll check the box score, but I'm guessing, let's see, 3, 6, 9. 3, 6.
Sejan got in late.
Yeah, but he rotated 9 guys consistently. You look at their minutes played, all but out of the 9 guys that played consistently, all but 1 had double-digit minutes. We're not used to seeing that out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, and they got contribution from all those guys.
Sure
the big guy, Nolan Winter, first time seeing him. He's 2 out of 3 from the floor. He had 5 points, had a rebound. Carter Gilmore was hustling around there, made his free throws. John Blackwell, who's had some big games, the freshman from Michigan that comes in there, a 2-guard. He's an impressive athlete. He played 23 minutes. Kamari McGee, the young man that transferred in from, UW?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
UW Green Bay,
he gave Chucky some rest there at the point guard position. So, Tyler Wall, who hit his free throws, Tyler Wall really struggled at the free throw line. If I remember right, maybe I'm not remembering correctly.
No, you are remembering right. He's really worked himself into a good free throw.
Shoots that high arcing shot, and he was 11 out of 13, and I think missed a couple early, but that was about it for him. But he's always been an athlete and able to just plug himself in wherever Wisconsin needs the production.
83-72, Wisconsin wins it last night. We'll talk more about that when Coach McCaffery gets here. We are awaiting your tweets and your Facebook posts. Again, on Twitter at Gary Dolphin. You can reach us, Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawkeyes, if you choose to use Facebook. And it's important you submit an interesting question, at least from our view, for Coach McCaffery tonight via Twitter or Facebook, because you could win an entire Hawkeye Gear prize pack box of merchandise, courtesy of Authentic Brand. Thank you, Authentic Brand, for the Hawkeye Gear prize pack. your favorite tees. They've got beanies. They've got footballs. They've got all kinds of sweats. And it's all for you in black and gold. Authentic Brand is a proud partner, not only outfitting our broadcast crew, Bobby and I. Bobby's got the pullover on tonight, the hoodie. I've got the polo golf shirt, courtesy of Authentic Brand. They outfit thousands of fans on game day. Gear up for game day and every day in officially licensed Hawkeye apparel and accessories from Authentic Brand. Couple of games going on in the Big Ten tonight. One we're keeping an eye on, Rutgers at Ohio State. And a little bit later on, it's the Indiana Hoosiers at Nebraska. We'll go to a U.S. Bank scoreboard when we come back to the beautifully remodeled Hyatt Regency in the Iowa River Landing in Coralville. I was talking to Matt today, and they're ready to debut soon, sometime this spring, the beautiful renovated dining area, that 5-star beverage bar and menu that is completely changed. They've been meeting with the chefs daily. It's going to be called the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. And look for the opening of the high-end fine dining, reasonably priced, of course, here at the Hyatt Regency. When you're making your plans to come in for the summer or the spring, watch the Hawks in basketball, or come on in for a vacation later this spring and summer, put the Hyatt Regency in your plans. The Hyatt Regency in Iowa's beautiful, or Coralville's beautiful Iowa River Landing. All right, we're back with more Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from the Hyatt right after this. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
They're only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from U.S. Cellular, you can even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Contractors, you're busier than ever this fall, but you've got this with high-quality building materials from Spahn & Rose, like GAF. Use the Spahn & Rose Visualizer to plan the perfect roof and blend an elegant architectural look with exceptional performance. GAF, we protect what matters the most. With several Spahn & Rose locations nearby, you can focus on life's other important things this fall. Spahn & Rose, buy easier, build better.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
If you're looking for the perfect place to host your holiday party, look no further. Come to Bumps at Finkbine. Have a good time as our new chef, Rick McCombs, provides an unforgettable experience. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday Super Social Hour, where Bumps offers buy one, get one free on domestic beer bottles, house wine, well cocktails, and appetizers. Not only is Bumps the ideal spot for Hawkeye pre-gaming, they also offer a fantastic Sunday brunch. Bumps is your one-stop spot for great food and a great time. Go to finkbine.com for more information.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery, who is getting settled into the chair here. Bobby Hansen, former Hawkeye great, and yours truly, Gary Dolphin. Thanks for tuning into the Hawk Talk program. We've got a lot of folks checking in on Twitter and Facebook. We'll get to those shortly, but I promised you a quick U.S. with 10.5 minutes. Rutgers has closed actually to within 7, 58-51 with 10 minutes to play in the ball game out in Columbus. So we'll keep you posted on that. Later on, it's Indiana at Nebraska. It's the Hoosiers and Fred Hoiberg's Huskers at Pinnacle Bank Arena. In the Big East, Seton Hall has a lead on number 23 Providence, 59-55. With a minute and a half to go in that game. So the Hall trying to pull the upset. Hawks beat Seton Hall out in California earlier this season. And 16th ranked Clemson trails early on 25-24 at Miami. Coach McCaffery is with us now. And what was the schedule like today? A rough road trip last night to Wisconsin. Did you practice this afternoon?
No, we just had a meeting this morning. We broke the film down on the bus on the way back and then showed the clips to the guys and had breakfast this morning, and then in the afternoon a lot of guys came in and shot on their own. Today was an off day.
What stuck out to you on the tape, Coach, in retrospect?
We had too many mistakes with turnovers, some of them unforced, and we fouled too much. We put on a free throw line 35 times.
Yeah.
We were right there with all that. Normally you turn the ball over and you put them on a free throw line, you're really going to be, in a bad way. But we hung in there. We shot a good percentage. We made some threes. I thought we got some transition opportunities. Our quick up was really good. But, a couple live ball turnovers in the first half, which led to baskets. Some of the other ones were not of the live ball fashion. At least you can get your defense back. But we can't put those guys on the free throw line that much.
14 more made free throws for the Badgers and 10 more points off turnovers. So the very 2 points you make.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a game changer, especially on the road.
Yeah. Bobby?
Yeah, and Coach, from what I remember, you guys competed, though. Right from the get-go. And talking to Courtney, who had the scout, get to talk to him at halftime. You guys were up 6, I think, at the 2-minute mark, and then it got to even there. He mentioned that at that point, a veteran team like the Hawkeyes, you need to extend it.
Yeah, we had 3 shots at the end of the half. Open 3 by Peyton, open 3 by Patrick, and an open 2 by Peyton. I thought we're at least going to go in with a lead. Because then we scored the first possession of the second half, and now you're back up 5 or 6. So that was unfortunate, but I think we learned a lot from it. Got a good group. They were locked in, but we have to be better than we were in that game. We did a lot of good things. We were right there. Tough road environment, ranked team, but we have to be better in those areas that we're referring to win those games.
And Coach, what's the attitude of the team right now?
Very good.
Look forward.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
Very mature group. Even with the young guys, they're very mature, and they're connected. And that's the critical thing.
You got one of you guys. Owen Freeman was phenomenal. He looked like a senior out there.
Yeah, and we hadn't really played him 36 minutes. He got tired a couple times. He came out. I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to leave him in there the whole time, especially because Ben Crickey got in foul trouble. That also hurt us. Ben had 10 points and didn't seem like he was out there that much. We need him on the floor, especially when the other team has 2 bigs like they do with Crowell and Wall.
Ben played half the game, Coach, and that really hurts you against a team that is built like Wisconsin.
Exactly, and we thought we had good matchups there with Owen and Ben. He had Lodgy an opportunity to play some, and he was solid, and of course Owen played more, like we said, and that was critical for his growth and development. From a confidence standpoint, he was really special. Not only scoring the ball, but rebounding the ball, blocked some shots, and just really played the game the way you want him to. He didn't play like a freshman on the road. He didn't play nervous. He played to his strengths, away from his weaknesses, and he's just not a big mistake guy. And you look at him and say, okay, he's just going to keep getting better.
Coach, where do you see that improvement? Is it the outside shot, 15, 17 foot?
Yeah, and he's got a nice shot.
Yeah.
He's got a nice stroke from the free throw line. Coach Spiro has been working with him on that quite a bit, starting in the summertime, and it was something he just didn't really do much of in high school. Not that he couldn't, he just stuck to the other parts of his game.
His footwork around the basket is outstanding.
I mean, I would really like to see him, we talk about, you don't think of a center as, we talk having a bag. Like, he's got a bag. He can inside out do a double cross and spin and reverse layup on the other side, use his left hand, which a lot of five men don't see defensively. And he did that last night very comfortably. And I think that's another area, go back to your original question, where I think he'll continue to get better.
And I saw that in San Diego, some of the moves he had against some big guys out there, Seton Hall and Oklahoma's defenders.
Yeah, and he's just getting more and more confident, more and more comfortable. I think, the summer trip was a good thing for him. He played extremely well overseas. And just to get those 3 games under his belt, I thought was really important.
Tony Perkins, all Big Ten performance last night. 25 points, hit 8 of 14 shots. Got to the foul line 9 times, made 7. Coach had 4 rebounds, but maybe most impressive to me, as much as the ball was in his hands, just 2 turnovers, and he himself had 3 steals.
Yeah, I thought, and executed the offense pretty well at the point. We did some of our late game package, and I thought he was really good there. But like you said, though, he competed. He attacked, he scored, he was aggressive defensively, he stuck his nose in there on the glass. I was really impressed with him. And quite frankly, not surprised, but still impressed.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. What was the conversation with Peyton like today? He hits those early threes, 3 of them, and then obviously Wisconsin's going to mark him defensively, but to not hit a shot after that was surprising. It was an eye-opener. I didn't realize that until I looked at the stats on the way home last night.
Yeah, they really chased him around in the second half. We got to find him. Patrick did a really good job of penetrating and finding him and finding people in the first half in particular, because that's what you have to do to them. You just can't come down and put your head down and drive. They're on the pack line defense, so you got to move it inside out, drive the closeout, and then find open shooters. And that's how we got those shots in the first half. And in the second half, which we see a lot with him, they just kind of stay attached to him.
You mentioned Patrick. I thought your crisscrosses through the lanes, you were getting through there, finding guys.
We certainly did. But again, I think if you just give him fewer free throws, or you have fewer turnovers, it's a completely different game.
It's a good point, and we were talking about this before you arrived. Gilmore gets the rebound off of Storr's missed free throw, throws it to the big fella.
Makes the 3. That was probably the biggest play of the game. We were anxious to get going in a transition situation, but you can't do that until you get the ball.
No, and that was really their only sustained run, 9-0. I think it was 11-2 before you played them even from there, but that's basketball, game of runs.
Exactly, and then we had a couple turnovers right after that, which made it worse.
Let's go to Facebook before we take a break here with Coach Fran. And I want to go to Eugene because we were talking about Owen Freeman. He said Owen Freeman seems to adapt to the college game so well at such a young age. Was that a surprise to you, or did you see that in the recruiting process?
You think back to his recruitment. He really stood out as a sophomore, which is hard to do. And he was offered by pretty much everybody in the Big Ten, and then also some of the other Midwestern schools like Notre Dame, and had really his pick to go anywhere. And we've said this before on this show. He decided to get the recruiting process going. Everybody wants me. I don't have to wait. I'm going to get out and look. And he's got an incredible family. And his mom and dad went with him, and his uncle came, and his brother was a good player in his own right. And they went and looked, and they toured the campuses, and they met with the coaches, and they watched film, and they tried to figure what's a good fit for him. That's what you're trying to, from a coaching staff, from a player's perspective, like who are my teammates going to be? Who are my friends going to be? And he just came to a decision and said, okay, this is the fit for me, and I know where I want to go. And obviously, we felt like he would be an impact player. We could have, tried to go get more guys out of the portal, and we felt like we needed Ben, but we felt very comfortable with Owen, and then also Lodgy. But I thought Owen was somebody that had a chance to certainly be on the all-rookie team. He's got a real good chance, I think, to be the Rookie of the Year in the league.
Multiple Big Ten Freshman of the Week already.
Coach, does the success of Luka Garza being National Player of the Year a couple times kind of play into that a little bit?
Well, especially at the time. It was 2 years ago, so there's no question. And they came to a lot of games. They're right down the road, and got to see those teams play, and also our style of play, which is perfectly suited for him.
He's a runner, no doubt.
Yeah, he's a runner. He's an athlete. He's a big, strong kid, but he's an athletic guy who has a game. He's not just a rebounder and a shot blocker. He has game. And like we said, he's just going to keep getting better.
Got a bright future, you bet.
Yeah. Bouncy and great timing like Luka had. We were talking before you got here, Coach, that the first to post multiple double-doubles since Luka Garza. His sixth game with at least 3 block shots, and his 5th outing was 7+ rebounds. His anticipation of where the ball's coming is so good at both ends of the floor.
But think about it too, Dolph. I mean, a number of games before last night, he was playing 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you think about his numbers in 20 minutes, that's pretty impressive. Sure. Last night we played him 36. He was gassed. But because he was running and he was active, he's flying around, and that's what you need him to do.
He told James Allen afterwards, he said, I've never played 36 minutes. High school games are only 32. Do you know that, James?
He's also getting the respect of officials. He went up there and blocked, and he was battling in there, competing, and I was waiting for that whistle.
That's great to see, Bobby. You're absolutely right. That's respect.
On that note, Coach, somewhat with such a young team, Scott says on Facebook, Fran, with all the youth, how has the leadership been this year without Connor, Rabracha, and Chris?
Well, it's different. Those guys
for sure
were really good at that, and we've talked about this before on the show. We had really natural leaders, with Garza, Bohannon, and Connor in particular. Like those guys were absolutely special. The Murrays just got their job done. They were gamers. They were serious about their craft, and they had the respect of everybody in the locker room. And they led as well. They just weren't as vocal as the other 3 guys were. And Jordan, of course, had the ball. And Connor, he played the point some too. So it was now going to fall upon the next group of veteran guys, which is Peyton, Patrick, and Tony. So that's something that it evolves over time. It doesn't happen immediately, but we love those guys and feel confident in their ability to do that.
We have to go to a break, but something just dawned on me. We haven't met here since the week before Christmas, and in that period, Keegan threw in 47. It's
unbelievable.
I hit 11 threes in a row.
I listened to the game last night driving back. They kind of gave one away to, who was that?
Oh, did they?
They did. They lost by
8
7.
or 7. Yeah, but they were ahead by 5 with 2 minutes to go in Sacramento. They have 4 home games. The radio guy was talking about, but it's good to hear his name and always in the middle of the action. And I like watching Sacramento whenever they get on the TV there with the big fellow DeMontis Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, and they got a nice team.
They've got a really nice club.
Yeah, good
They've
coach.
got some
Mike
veteran
Brown.
guys like Kevin Herter coming off the bench. He was starting last year.
It was the Hornets.
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
They have talent. Malik Monk comes off the bench, and
the Hornets beat them 111-104.
The Hornets, they were struggling, and the radio guy couldn't believe it.
I was reading about the 47-point effort, though. I went flashback right back to an interview you did, Coach. I forget who it was, ESPN Radio or something. I'm driving to a speaking engagement. It's the week of the draft. Might have been the day before the draft, and you were pontificating on. I'm telling, and I forget that the 2 super underclassmen, great players that everybody thought were going to go ahead of Keegan. And Fran gave an incredible response. Well, if I'm drafting, I'm going with Murray. I'm going with my guy because, first off, you're not going to get a problem there. He's mature beyond his years. And I'm not saying anything against the young guys, but he said, that would be my number 1 overall.
Hey, listen.
Well, the only guy that I thought the 2 top guys in that draft were Keegan Murray and Banchero.
Banchero, yeah.
Is that Pierre? Pablo, excuse me.
Yeah. And Pablo was the rookie of the year, and Keegan set the record for made threes of any rookie. So, those were the 2 to me that stood out. And they had a couple other guys rated ahead of them, and then there was a while there where they had Jaden Ivey rated ahead of Keegan, right. and I'm a big Jaden Ivey fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't have him ahead of Keegan. And of course he went 5, Keegan went 4. I have to say, what you always hope for with one of your guys is they get drafted by the right team, the right coach, and the right opportunity. And when I looked at that situation in Sacramento, I said, I think Keegan's going to start as a rookie, which, as you know, Bobby, is really hard to do. And he did start, and he had a great role, and he played for a coach, and Mike Brown, who was the coach of the year, by the way.
Terrific coach.
Not only is he a terrific coach, he's a great guy and a terrific coach to have as a rookie, to help bring him along. And that relationship, I think, has continued to evolve. The team has continued to evolve. I like them to make a run in the playoffs this year. I really do. I think they have all the pieces that they need. They certainly have enough scoring.
They sure do.
Because they have pop coming off the bench. When you have Herter and Malik Monk coming off the bench.
Is Duarte on that?
They got Duarte in the starting lineup.
He's starting now.
And they're bringing Kevin in. Kevin was starting last year. You got a bunch of guys that can go get buckets.
Sure do. And you got the big guy who can.
The big fellas
run the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like 12 turnovers last night.
Oh, did he?
He had a triple-double. With points, rebounds, and turnovers. Kicking himself in the head a little bit, the radio guy was talking about. But, backfired on him a little
There's
bit.
Keegan averaging 16 points,
Unbelievable.
5.5 rebounds, and threatening Clay Edwards' records and other superstars
Thompson,
that have been established in the league for years. That's
Clay
impressive.
Thompson.
Clay
Edwards.
From Winfield, Mount Union.
Edwards from Jess's former teammate.
I'm
the
dating
Suns were
myself.
Jack's teammate.
Well, we had some Tony Freeman mentions last night. Dolph's been on the road for 8 months here now. I even mentioned it one time. I'd listening to you.
I'm seeing double. Yeah. After I said Tony Freeman, I'm dating myself now. But
about 18 years ago.
Yeah. Tony wasn't bad.
That's good. Tony was good. Yeah.
He wasn't quite the scorer Tony Perkins.
The percolator, though. We got that straightened out.
All right. With that, that's a good time to take a break now. Coach McCaffery will get back with Fran and Bobby with more Facebook posts and tweets. You can reach us on Twitter at Gary Dolphin, in Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawkeyes. We're at the Hyatt Regency, and we're brought to you in part by Bud Light. Tonight's Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery, courtesy of Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by U.S. Cellular. This holiday season, Iowa basketball is partnering with U.S. Cellular by giving the gift of connection. This season, the Hawks and U.S. Cellular encourage fans to support Iowa nonprofit organizations by donating new sports gear, art supplies, or family games. Fans can deliver donations to their local U.S. Cellular store. Your support is appreciated. Let's show Iowa how the gift of connection can truly impact the next generation. U.S. Cellular, a proud supporter of Hawkeye basketball. This is Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from U.S. Cellular, you can even call your aunt, who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop and count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Welcome back to the Hyatt Regency. Coralville's Iowa River Landing. We've got a very vocal group here tonight, and thanks for coming out to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. We're here each and every week for 90 minutes of Iowa basketball. Rutgers is closed within 3 points of Ohio State, 69-66. Rutgers will be in town Saturday morning, 11 o'clock for the tip-off. Our pregame coverage with Bobby Hansen and yours truly starts at 10 a.m. Saturday. Iowa and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Coach, let's get a little preview of Rutgers. Since they were down 15 in the first half, they've roared back to within 1. Now they trail it by 3. Still 2.5 minutes to go in the game.
It's a heck of a game right here.
What impresses you about Steve Peichel's team this year?
I think it's always the same thing. You know, they defend. They run good stuff. They're an athletic group. Really good speed and quickness. And obviously, you got Cliff in the middle.
Marui.
It's like having a goalie.
Yeah. Well, he's averaging 9 rebounds. And
I think he's second or third in the country in block shots.
Several block shots a game. Yeah, it's Rutgers just turned it over. It's a critical turnover with 1:50 to go, but plenty of time.
Missed call. He got shoved.
Yeah, that could have been a foul.
Okay. That could have been a foul, but it's 69-66 Ohio State. Yeah. Andre Hyatt is their leading scorer. Of course, they got good balance. They've got.
Remember, we played him here last year. He had 3 threes in a row.
That's right.
We had a nice lead, and he kind of erased it, and then we spread it again. But he's, you know, with the departure of
Cam,
Cam Spencer and Mulcahy and McConnell graduating, you know, Hyatt is the guy that really stepped up.
Where did Mulcahy end up? I didn't realize.
Out west, didn't he?
Washington.
That's right. Way west.
Welcome to the new world.
But they got a bunch of transfers. The kid just hit a 3. Is the kid Fernandez? It was the leading scorer. He was the leading scorer at UMass last year.
Okay. Yeah, he's from Massachusetts. Derek Simpson,
Simpson was a freshman last year. He's a really good player. He's from New Jersey.
Hit the big 3 against Stonehill to win it, I believe, right?
72-69.
They were down 2. He hit a 3. Yeah. Yes, he did. It was a post feed kick out.
Buckeyes are up 72-69 with 50 seconds to go. All right, back to Twitter for Coach McCaffery. Let's see. Joey checked in. Fran, he said, Coach. Iowa fans, we get quirky every now and then. But, Coach, if you were Caitlin Clark's coach or parent, what might you advise her for her to do next year? NIL, WNBA, stay put in Iowa City. I know what Lisa Bluter hopes. Yeah,
she does.
You know, I think that's what you do in that situation. You have representation, and you listen to everything. I think she owes it to herself.
Sure.
I think personally, staying here would make a lot of sense for her. She's happy here. She's comfortable here. She loves her teammates. She loves playing at the University of Iowa. You know, a lot of her deals will stay with her here or they'll go with her there. So I just don't see her making strictly an economic decision. But I would think that, you know, whoever has the pick, and I think it's Indiana, you know, they're going to make a run, you know, because they want her. It's not like, okay, well, we're looking at a couple different people. No. They want her. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what she does.
It was
but
big
the
news.
good thing is she has options that are both really good. And, you know, our fans have, but, you know, it's interesting. Our fans have really responded to her in a way that we've seen nationally.
Yes.
Like what has, you know, an Iowa women's basketball player been able to fill up an arena in Charlotte, North Carolina? But every arena she goes to, you can't get tickets.
For sure.
Mary and I were talking
Think
this
about
evening.
that.
I mean,
Think about
any other
that,
women's
really.
basketball
This is
player,
Michael
Fran?
Jordan stuff.
Yeah,
This is
did
what it
Candace
is.
Parker, did she fill
No.
arenas like that?
No.
Yeah. Sue
Cheryl
Bird.
Miller.
Cheryl Miller, yeah.
You know, I mean, she might have been the closest. She was a complete next level player. Cheryl Miller. It was just a while ago, so you forget. But you know, Lisa Leslie. I mean, those big names. You know, and those great UConn teams. And you know, Muffet's had great teams at Notre Dame, and they drew fans home, but they didn't just go on the road and just pack the place. I mean, I'm getting worn out by people who want tickets for games on the road. Hey, can you get me?
No.
Can you just go next door and ask Lisa.
Do you have any connections with Iowa?
Yeah, I do. I have connections, but you know what? I got my own team to coach.
They only print so many tickets.
Call StubHub. Pay $1,200.
You know, that's a great, because I'm trying to think who had the magnetism of Caitlin Clark. But
like I said, you know, the only ones that you would think about
Pete
is
Maravich was one.
Maravich, Jordan, Dr. J, Magic. Well, Magic and Bird.
Birdman
both.
was pretty good. Yeah.
That era, you know, if you think about it, you're right. Magic and Bird changed. Well, first it was Dr. J, then it was Magic and Bird. All right, and then when Michael came into, you know, prominence, I guess you'd say, and then the 92 Dream Team,
right?
Then it became global. Basketball was global from that point forward. Then you had Yao Ming, and you look at the, you know, Jokic now and Giannis. I mean, it really changed basketball as we know it.
Wembanyama now, San Antonio.
Yeah,
how about
bringing him in?
You know, part of that is Maravich, Rick Mount. These guys were. A lot of people heard of them, but we didn't have the outlets or the social media or the number of visual mediums where you could see these guys play every night. Caitlin, you can see every game. That's what I think.
That's different.
Yeah,
because what you had to do with Pete Maravich is, and we did it. You know, you buy tickets.
You had to
go
get a
see
ticket
him
to the game.
You know, when he came to Philadelphia the first time, my dad, we're going to go see Pete Maravich. We bought tickets and we went to the Spectrum and we watched Pete Maravich. And he was one of the first people to say, you know what, my style, people are going to pay to watch me play. He said that publicly.
Dribbling
people
exhibition.
will pay to watch me play. And they did.
He was brash, but he could back it up. Let me tell you. I can remember Big Ten fans flocking to the field house and all over. I went to school in Minneapolis to watch Rick Mount because all they could heard about what a great shooter Mount was. He was. Outstanding.
And then, you know, that team he played against was that 100-point team, the Iowa team scored.
John Johnson, Freddie Brown, Stick,
so
and Calabria. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's so. There you go, Joel. She'll make a good decision with the proper counsel around her. Billy lives up near Madison, Iowa fan. Coach Tony Perkins lit it up last night. What do you attest to his explosiveness
for his. Well, first off, he's big and he's physical and he can handle the basketball and he's tough.
He's mentally tough.
Yeah, he's really strong.
He's one tough dude, and you could see that in the recruiting process, and you could see it when he first got here. Because when he first got here, we had a veteran club, so it wasn't easy for him to walk into playing time. He earned it, and he was really good for us that year. And then, of course, the following year, he became a starter on a Big Ten championship team.
Hopefully many more 25-point nights coming for Tony, the Percolator Perkins.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to come back. We'll take a break now and be back in just a minute with more on Coach Fran McCaffery and Hawk Talk with Bobby Hansen. We're here until 8:30 tonight, taking your questions on Twitter or on Facebook, and back with the U.S. Bank scoreboard right after this pause. This is Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. While farmers work hard to grow the best crop, their Iowa corn checkoff investments are hard at work too. Opening local and global markets for corn and corn-fed products, educating drivers on unleaded 88 as the best fuel at the pump, finding new uses for corn, and sharing the farmer's story. Iowa corn farmers are backed by researchers, educators, market experts, and more. To keep corn growing Iowa.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from U.S. Cellular, you can even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk here at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. We're here each week on Hawk Talk with Coach Fran McCaffery. Fran and Bobby Hansen will rejoin me in just a minute, but we're going to take a look at a U.S. Bank scoreboard. Ohio State and Rutgers have just gone final. We'll get you that score and others here in just 10 seconds as we pause for station identification along the 45-station Hawkeye Radio Network. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield. Our flagship station's WHO in Des Moines. WHO turns 100 years old in 2024. Also, thank you, WMT in Cedar Rapids, WOC in the Quad Cities. Up in Mason City, you're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery on KGLO 1300 on the AM dial. In Burlington, it's KBUR 1490 AM. And in the lakes tonight, up in Okoboji and surrounding vicinity, tune in to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery on KUOO 103.9 FM. All right, on the U.S. Bank scoreboard, Ohio State has held on to defeat the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers 76-72. Rutgers down 15 in the first half, got to within one late in the game. And then Ohio State hit a couple big free throws and a big shot and hold on to win it 76-72. About to tip off in just a little bit, the Indiana Hoosiers at 10-3 are at Nebraska. The Fred Hoiberg-led Huskers having a terrific year. They're 11-2. Iowa and Rutgers will play on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock with our pregame coverage starting at 10. There's been one upset in the top 25 so far. Seton Hall defeated number 23 Providence 61-57. 16th ranked Clemson leads Miami at halftime down on South Beach 41-35. 16th ranked Clemson with the lead over Miami. That is our U.S. Bank scoreboard. If you didn't hear today, Jamari Harris has decided to come back to Iowa next year, the outstanding cornerback. Another key puzzle piece to that Phil Parker-led defense. Jamari Harris, a senior out of Chicago, had 42 tackles, 9 pass breakups, and an interception. Had an outstanding year at the one cornerback position. And with Cooper DeJean still hanging out there, not sure what he wants to do yet, but Cooper will make that decision here in the next a few days to a week. Jamari Harris has decided to be an Iowa Hawkeye for at least one more year. Thank you, Jamari, for coming back to Kinnick. That's our U.S. Bank scoreboard update. We'll come back and head back to Facebook and Twitter with Coach McCaffery in just a minute here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
Contractors, you're busier than ever this fall, but you've got this with high-quality building materials from Spahn & Rose, like GAF. Use the Spahn & Rose Visualizer to plan the perfect roof and blend an elegant architectural look with exceptional performance. GAF, we protect what matters the most. With several Spahn & Rose locations nearby, you can focus on life's other important things this fall. Spahn & Rose, buy easier, build better.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from US Cellular, you can even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
If you've got the tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/corngrowsiowa.
If you're looking for the perfect place to host your holiday party, look no further. Come to Bumps at Finkbine. Have a good time as our new chef, Rick McCombs, provides an unforgettable experience. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday Super Social Hour, where Bumps offers buy one, get one free on domestic beer bottles, house wine, well cocktails, and appetizers. Not only is Bumps the ideal spot for Hawkeye pre-gaming, they also offer a fantastic Sunday brunch. Bumps is your one-stop spot for great food and a great time. Go to finkbine.com for more information.
Always a fun night here at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville in the Iowa River Landing. Thank you all for being Hawkeye fans and tuning into Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. We're taking your questions or comments on Twitter at Gary Dolphin or on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawkeyes. And Coach Doc checks in on Twitter, Kevin checks in on Twitter. Who does Owen Freeman most remind you of among players you've coached in your long, illustrious career?
You know, I don't think anybody really. He's different. You know, I mean, he's probably a combination of he's got some Aaron White in him. You know, a little bit of Woodbury, Tyler Cook. You know, a little bit of all those guys, but he's his own guy.
What's the Woodbury comparison? What are the ingredients here? What do you see in
rim protector? You know, tough guy.
No doubt.
Communicator?
Yeah. You know, he's got to get a little better at that. Woodbury was always, I've told you, the best ever.
You told us he was the best ever at directing traffic and communicating inside for a 7-footer.
You know, as a defensive presence on the floor, there's never been anybody better. And it was direct result of us winning a lot of games. Like I said, we won 89 games with him in 4 years. And he started every one of them except for one when we started Olashaney on senior day ahead of him. It's the only one he didn't start. And so
where's Adam at now? Is he still playing?
He's in Kansas City. No, he played for a long time in the G League. It was really good, but he wasn't getting any call-ups, and he went into business.
Good for him.
He's married and does really well in Kansas City. Yeah.
We had some folks in here earlier tonight when you first got here for your program. They're visiting. They were unfortunately attending a funeral. Great-grandmother at 95 passed away here in Iowa City. So our sympathies to the Treow family. They're from Dakota City, which would be right across the Missouri River. But big Hawk fans, and they stopped by for maybe the first half hour of the program. But thank you for stopping in, folks. All right, thanks for the question. Let's see, Coach, from Tyler on Twitter. Do you reset expectations and goals for the rest of the year with each loss or with a bad stretch? How are you planning on meeting them, or how do you adjust your goals, or do you even worry about that?
Yeah, we don't pay much attention to that. We just get ready for the next game. You know, we had a game plan for Wisconsin that we executed parts of it. We didn't execute all of it. We talked about that already, what we didn't execute, and we'll try to do better in the next game against Rutgers. Okay, what qualities do they have? What characteristics do they have? What do we think will work against them, both offensively and defensively? You know, as it relates to rebounding and execution offensively. But you know, some things are absolutes. Like we said, you know, you can't put them on a free throw line 35 times.
Turnovers.
You can't turn the ball over. You can't give up second shots, you know, repeatedly. You know, and that was the thing about that game the other night. They're one of the better offensive rebounding teams in college basketball. We didn't really get killed on the glass.
You held your own.
From there, it was the other stuff that we have to do a better job of.
38-32, Wisconsin won the battle of the boards. You each had 8 offensive rebounds, so that was encouraging to build on that going forward. Denise, Coach, with such a young team, what's been the biggest challenge this year with you day to day?
You're just, you know, trying to make sure that they continue to grow and develop, and trying to get them enough playing time so that they can grow and develop. You think about last night, you know, DeSante and Lodgy and Price didn't get as many minutes, you know, with some of our veteran guys. And as we said, we left Owen in there for 36 minutes. So, you know, in a perfect world, I would get those guys a few more minutes so that they could get more comfortable. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Fran, were there our guards? Did we pass up 3-pointers, or was I just looking for threes at that time? when you look at the film?
No, I think we shot the threes that were there.
Okay.
Could we have shot more? Maybe. But the critical thing with that team in particular is not to shoot contested threes, not to settle for semi-contested threes.
Okay.
You know, like Peyton took one in the first half. It wasn't horrible. Plus, he's our best shooter. But it was semi-contested. He didn't make it. You know, it was 22 seconds on the shot clock. All right, maybe we shouldn't have taken that one. But I don't ever want him thinking that way. Just let him shoot the ball. But, you know, you think about the ones he made and the one that Brock made. You know, a lot of it was in and out, drive the closeout, skip opposite, wide open. Plenty of time to set your feet, rhythm, catch and shoot, rhythm threes. Even the ones that Patrick missed were catch and shoot rhythm threes. So I thought we took good shots.
Fred, for the fans out there, when they hear pack line defense, can you just quickly explain what that is?
Yeah, it almost looks like a zone.
Okay.
You know, they're in the gaps. They're attacking the ball. So if you don't move the ball and you don't move people, they're going to be sitting right there in the gap. So you have nowhere to drive to. You know, and then also if you throw it into the post, there's going to be somebody maybe sitting right on top of the guy, or besides the guy playing him, and you know you're
just
giving
pack
up.
It in.
You're just pack. You know, exactly. Just listen to the name. Right?
Yeah.
You're packing the defense in, and then so what they're doing is they're contesting your threes, and they're taking away your layups. So it's a no layup, no threes. You know, and give you as many, you know, contested twos or pull-up twos as you want.
And what we saw you guys, when you beat it, you were attacking that pack and then kicking it out for
exactly.
the shots. Yeah.
You know, and again, like even the way they play ball screens, if you know, if they're in drop coverage most of the time, except on the side, then they hard hedge. So if you're trying to come off a screen and they're in drop, you can get downhill and shoot a pull-up, but they're going to chase over the top and harass you from the side and make you shoot a contested two. And they feel like that's a low percentage shot.
That's where you really missed Cricky, too, last night. He's such a good mid-range jump shooter.
Yeah.
He'd had a lot of looks.
He would have had some looks, and you know, but Tony was taking advantage of that.
He was.
And that's how he got 25.
Fran, on Facebook, Tim has an interesting question. How does your lack of interior size affect how your guards defend the perimeter?
Well, you know, I don't think we have a lack of interior size. I mean, I think we have plenty of size. We have 6'9" and 6'10" power forward and center. And we have, you know, 6'8" and 6'9" coming off the bench. We're big enough. I mean, would it be nice to have a 7-footer who's a legitimate rim protector, or a guy like Cliff? But, you know, his game is different than Owen's.
True.
His game is different than Ben's. You know, you look at the big kid. We're watching the Nebraska game now. Khalil Ware, a 7'2" kid from Indiana. You know, again, he's like playing with a goalie. That's how big he is. But he's also athletic, and he's long, and he's bouncy. So, you know, in terms of how the guards are playing defense, that's always going to be more a function of ball screen defense. You know,
Okay.
A lot of teams are running ball screen continuity. Some teams will run, you know, more traditional sets, but you're just seeing more and more teams run ball screen continuity. So how do you want to play it? Do you want to play drop? Do you want to play ice? Or do you want to, you know, fight over the top and hard hedge, which is typically what we do.
And, Coach, how about the development of Laje Dembele? You've been giving him some good minutes, and he's producing for the most part.
Yeah, you know, I thought last night was a great opportunity for him on the road in that type of environment. His defense last night was really good. He only took one shot, you know, so I'm comfortable with him shooting the ball. He's got a nice stroke from the perimeter, and he's got good feel, and his jump hooks around the basket, and he can back down at
hard worker,
250.
too.
You know, he's a big, strong kid.
As we go to break on Facebook, Deb wants to know what's your favorite ice cream.
Well, you can't get any more boring, but it's vanilla.
You don't put any Hershey's syrup on it, just
why would you ruin it?
Oh man, I used to love that Hershey's syrup.
Any ice cream's good.
I could go with cookies and cream too. Ooh, can't go wrong with cookies.
So you go from plain to sumptuous 4-course meal. Well, there you go, Deb. Fran's favorite ice cream is vanilla, as Hayden used to say, plain vanilla. And what is Kirk's? It's Ben & Jerry's something. I can't remember what his. Oh, of course, Louise would know.
Louise knows everything.
Jerry Garcia.
Cherry Garcia.
Cherry Garcia.
Cherry Garcia.
Thinking,
Okay.
my goodness, Cherry Garcia's got an ice cream named after him. I'd like to taste that sometime. No, I wouldn't. All right.
No, I don't.
We'll take a break on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. We're brought to you tonight by Wellmark. Our friends at Wellmark. Attention, Hawk fans who buy your own health insurance. Wellmark is on your side and on the health insurance marketplace. Let's give it up for plans you can afford. Check out wellmark.com/hoops and compare plans. And by Iowa Corn and the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. Iowa Corn promotes values that are uniquely Iowan. On behalf of Iowa's corn farmers, we salute all athletes for their hard work and determination, both on and off the field. Great farmers like Rick, who's here tonight. He's got the product in the barn again for another winter. Just like our athletes, our state leads the nation in corn and ethanol production. Follow Iowa Corn on Facebook and learn how corn grows Iowa. We're at the Hyatt Regency in the Coralville, Iowa River Landing for our remaining moments with Hawk Talk and Coach McCaffery after we return from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
When it comes to your health, you need the full picture. That means the right diagnosis and the right treatment right from the start. I'm Aaron Bose, pediatric neurologist with University of Iowa Healthcare. Here, we're working together every day to advance medicine so you can get the best care. With more research, more clinical trials, and more treatment options than anywhere else in the state, the University of Iowa Healthcare is changing medicine and changing lives. Learn more at uihc.org.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from US Cellular, you could even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
Thanks to the wonderful staff here at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville's Iowa River Landing. Matt and the crew, great hosts for us tonight. Scott is the winner of our authentic brand Hawkeye Gear merchandise pack. Scott had the question about leadership and how is it different this year without having Connor McCaffery, Philip Rabracha, and or Chris Murray, and Coach answered it eloquently, and we appreciate Scott's effort on let's see, make sure I got he was on Facebook tonight, facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. So Authentic Brand is a proud partner, not only outfitting our broadcast team, but thousands of fans on game day. Gear up for game day and every day in officially licensed Hawkeye apparel and accessories from Authentic Brand. Hopefully you've caught one a T-shirt out of the gun over at Carver each and every home game. If not, be there Saturday for Iowa, Nebraska, 11 o'clock for the tip-off and 10 o'clock for the pregame show. Why don't you come on out? Bring the family. Tickets available at the gate, Iowa Rutgers on this Saturday morning. Nebraska and Indiana are 13-13, 6 minutes into their game after Rutgers lost at Ohio State tonight. We appreciate the Hyatt Regency support each week for Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. Experience the all Center. Use the pool and family lounge. Up a little sooner than I didn't think I was doing that bad. It's Merry post-Christmas. Shoes, warm-ups, shirts. Fran, you've heard this over the years. What is there a limit on what the players can get, receive, or wear?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so, no. I'm fairly certain that each year, well, I know that, for us, like we have a budget, and so it's kind of set. We can pick different items, whether it be shoes, sweats, polos, T-shirts, shorts, that kind of stuff. So it's like we don't have like an unlimited budget where we can just call in orders every other day.
Sure.
And we monitor that very closely. We make sure we get the kids what they need. Obviously, shoes is important.
For sure.
To make sure, because they're always coming out with new shoes. And okay, it's one thing if they look really good, but we don't need any foot problems.
No. Are they comfortable?
Are they comfortable? They protect their feet. No stress fractures. No sprained ankles. That kind of stuff. So being a Nike school, we're a Nike school. We're very well taken care of in that area.
I like the one you got on right there tonight, Fran. That old school.
Yeah, with the old school Hawkeye. Yeah, I've been really impressed. We put one of my assistants, Lucas Pauly, is in charge of equipment, and he takes it very seriously. He researches, cool stuff and the logos. He works with Dale Aarons and putting stuff on that looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
And now we're wearing this stuff on the sideline now, whereas we used to wear coats and ties.
You ever see that going back?
No.
Some schools are.
Well, I was, giving Greg Gard a hard time last night. I said he was way overdressed.
He suit and tie last night, yeah.
It was all collared up. Yeah. Dress shoes. Can't remember the last time I wore a pair of dress shoes.
Oh, my feet hurt thinking about it.
Yeah.
Dean Oliver was all dressed up.
He didn't have a tie.
He didn't have a tie on, no. He was underdressed, actually.
He was, okay.
Dean came over, said hello. A good kid there.
Yeah, he's the best. Thanks, Shirley in Dubuque, for the question. Jim says, Coach, it seemed like Wisconsin was super aggressive, but it looked like most of those steals, especially in the second half, could have been foul calls. Do you agree? How do you encourage the players to deal with it, play through it?
Yeah, when you're playing them, you're absolutely right. It has to be a physical. If you're driving the bat, it's going to be a physical drive. You got to be able to play through the contact. If the foul call comes, it comes. If it doesn't, you can't be looking over to the ref as the ball's loose. You just got to, this is the Big Ten. You got to be able to play through that stuff.
I noticed you and Don Daly having a couple conversations last night. You guys go way back.
Yeah, I like Don. Don's got a great way about him.
Mm-hmm. He does. He's animated.
Like, hey, Fran, I might have missed that one. And sorry, He doesn't miss many.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a pro.
Just talk to you.
Yeah, you know,
guys that don't talk to you.
We had a professional crew last night.
Yeah,
It was good.
Brandon, this goes back to Brock and Owen and Moline High School. Coach, what do you say to those that are surprised by Brock and Owen's performances in starting as a freshman, or not starting, but playing a lot as freshmen?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised. You know, based on what they did last year, they won the state championship. Brock's the 4A player of the year, or the top level player of the year in Illinois, Mr. Basketball. And Owen was first team All-State. I mean, I think they both expected to play. I expected to play them, and I think most of our fans felt the same way, especially a lot of them who went over to the Wharton Fieldhouse to watch those guys last year. We would go over there and be just a slew of Hawk fans over there, because we had a history of great players coming from that area to come play for the Hawks. So those folks knew, I can tell you that.
Don Nelson from Rock Island, born in Rock Island.
Yep.
We got about a minute, 30 seconds left, Coach. A couple quick keys for Saturday's game against Rutgers. What's at the top of your list?
Well, take care of what we talked about earlier. Take care of the basketball. You know, they're an athletic team. They're a physical defensive team. Play through the contact, rebound the ball. Obviously, with Cliff in the lineup, that he's a formidable big. But take care of penetration. They got a lot of quick guards. Simpson in particular, Fernandez. And then make sure Hyatt doesn't get loose. But just kind of do what we do: move the ball, share the ball, and push the ball.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it, Dolph.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yep. Thank you, Dolph.
We'll see you guys Saturday morning. Thank you, folks, for being here tonight at the Hyatt Regency for another edition of Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. Iowa Rutgers at 11 o'clock Saturday morning here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Good night and enjoy the rest of the week.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, live from the Hyatt Regency, this has been Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, brought to you by Authentic Brand, the premium label of choice. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, score big savings with the new Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular, built for the Hawkeyes. Built for silencing notifications and turning up the noise. U.S. Cellular, built for us. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.